You know, one of the greatest journeys in this film is that this is the first time we see Superman try and use his abilities. When he's a kid, they kind of click in there, and we've seen this in the comic books. His X-ray vision goes, his heat vision goes. It's his strength he can't control.
When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything. Our beliefs, our notions of what it means to be human, everything.
When you realize all the capacities that this young being has, there's a moral obligation to instill a sense of right and wrong.
In a lot of ways, the theme of the film is he's got two fathers. He's got Jonathan Kent, and he's got Jor-El.
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
Understanding the sacrifice Jor-El and Lara have to make to save their child, to me, is also compelling, because the idea of these two people on a dying world having to make this sacrifice where they would say, you know, we're never going to see our child grow up, but we've got to put this message in a bottle because it's the only hope we have. It's like Moses and the bulrushes. It's like a universal story. It's interesting.
It's funny. It's like we're playing people from another planet, but actually we are playing the metaphor for the core of human life.
We wanted you to learn what it meant to be human first, so that one day, when the time was right, you could be the bridge between two peoples. One of the things that's really important to Jor-El to try to communicate to his son, whichever way he can, is that these things that are different about him, these strengths that he has, these capacities, it's a huge responsibility. You can save a cow. You can save all of them. He's also really telling his son that you are a god and you have the power to create a race in the future, partially human, partially Kryptonian, but hopefully completely ideologically sound, and get beyond the mistakes made in Krypton in terms of where the planet ended up. There's a touch of madness to Jor-El. There's a touch of insanity in what he's doing, and massive desperation. I mean, as far as he's concerned, it's the last throw of the dice for the entire race that he's known. And Zod has a concept, too, in terms of, you know, keeping Krypton alive, and I think that's where the two of them agree.
Help me save our race. We'll start anew. We'll sever the degenerative bloodlines that led us to this state.
And who will decide which bloodline survives, Zod? You?
Russell's full on. I mean, the man knows what he's doing, you know. He's proven it time and time again. When I found out he was going to be doing the part, I was nervous. I kept trying to wrap my head around how to be his equal. But I think in the end, we decided that, in a way, he was kind of a mentor to Zod. He was someone that meant a lot in Zod's life, you know, and someone he learned a lot from.
Now, Michael Shannon is exceptional. I've had a great time working with him. He's very serious. He does a lot of thinking, you know, and everybody who's in this job knows that it's the quiet contemplation that gives you the edge.
In the comic books, there's a storyline called Superman Last Son that reintroduced General Zod and explored the backstory between Zod and Jor-El and how they had a pretty good relationship at one point, and the destruction of Krypton was the destruction of that relationship. But David's taken the kernel of what was started, I think, really in Superman 2, when Donner did it, and explored it in such a different way.
Someone said once that no villain thinks of themselves as a villain. They're all the hero of their own story. Well, Zod very much believes in trying to revive Kryptonian culture, Kryptonian heritage. So he's not a kind of snidely whiplash villain in this film. He's a very noble figure.
I exist only to protect Krypton. That is the sole purpose for which I was born.
When Zach approached me about the part,